Mr. Sands, turn your camera on. Thank you. Everybody, raise your right hands. Y'all swear affirm testimony you're about to give this petition for a TPO is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Everybody nod your head yes.
Yep.
All right. We're not all going to talk at once. If we do, we're going to make me angry, and y'all won't like me when I'm angry. If y'all are all in the same place, you're not all going to be able to be unmuted at once. So first we'll start with, so we have, we're all against each other. All right, so Ms. Davis, go ahead and tell me what your issue is with, does anybody have anything with Mr. Vasquez Senior? Mr. Vasquez Senior, leave your camera on. Mr. Sands, be still. So why is he here?
I don't know.
We served for junior.
Not senior.
All right, ma'am, put the paper down. I don't.
The reason why father is here at the moment is due to the fact that there is
He can speak. He can speak. Go ahead, sir.
The police that arrived at the house presented us with 4 documents. One of them have my name, the other one have my son's name. One of them says junior, the others doesn't.
So which one doesn't say junior? What's the case number that doesn't say junior? Talking to your dad, not you. That's Yolanda Davis versus Julius Vasquez.
That's correct.
All right, so that'll be dismissed because you thought it was you. You were served. All right, sir, you can go ahead and leave. Thank you. All right, so they served the wrong person. So that one's gone.
In today's video, we have a TPO filed between neighbors. The plaintiffs are claiming that the defendants damaged their property, peeping in their windows, fighting over property lines, and a laundry list of more insane accusations. So grab a snack and let's get into the video.
All right, Ms. Davis, what is between you and Ms. Beverly Smith Vasquez? Strictly between you and her, period.
Yes, Your Honor, ever since we moved here into this location, Mrs. Vasquez has damaged our property. She's continued to throw things in our yard, like do harassing things. She threw a dead bird on my porch. She threw blood on a mat that I had outside my house, all because I caught them dumping and destroying our property. I caught her dumping. One day they had a big event, like late at night, they would disable our Ring cameras so that we couldn't see anything and we couldn't watch the videos. And I actually heard them and I intercepted and I spoke to her over the Ring camera. I couldn't see it, but my voice was there. And I caught them actually having a dumping event one night where she would cut her trees down and all her things that she didn't want in her yard, and she would dump it in our yard. So when I confronted her and I asked them why were they doing this and to please stop or whatever, they were mad ever since. And she claimed some property of ours that wasn't hers, that we didn't have any idea. We let her, do what she wanted to do. She planted some trees on our property that she knew wasn't her property line. And she planted trees there. And when questioned about that, she said to me that, oh, I don't want my land to wash away. That's why I planted those trees there. And it's just been an ongoing issue, Your Honor, with her just damaging property. We had a fence put up. They've been cutting the fence, Your Honor, damaging the property every single night, flying drones over our house. We have no privacy. If I held up my camera to my windows, you will see that we have black film put up to our windows because we literally have seen them looking through the windows, Your Honor.
Who have you seen looking through the windows?
Miss Beverly and her son.
So who's her son? There's 2 men on here.
Yeah, yes, Your Honor.
All right, what about Mr. Sands? What have you seen him doing?
Mr. Sands he's a friend of theirs. So he's been roaming the neighborhood, damaging our property also. He has a cutter. He's a grass cutter around here. I guess he has his own lawn care business. So he's been coming around our home, just stalking the area. I can be outside with my dogs. I can be outside. I will literally see him peeking through the fence, like watching me where I'm going. I've even seen him across the street. and stand back in a person's yard and look up to my windows. And I'm standing right there in the windows watching him, Your Honor. We have all hardware cameras, so I'm able to stand upstairs and watch their location and watch what he's literally doing. One day I got in my car and followed him and watched him go around the corner onto Greyheart, a different street in our location. And he was flying his drone near our neighborhood, right in our backyard, sitting in his truck. I have literally seen him with my own eyes, Your Honor. And it's an uncomfortable feeling. I feel like they're trying to intimidate and watch us. Our Wi-Fi, everything has been compromised. We had to go and get a whole new, I don't even have an email address right now because they've compromised my email address. They've broken into our Wi-Fi, disconnect our Wi-Fi system and our cameras throughout the day. This has been going on, Your Honor, since we found out, I want to say, and when we really literally found out that it was them doing it, I want to say it had to be around March of 2020.
So what have you seen Mr. Vasquez do specifically?
Specifically standing right in his yard with his cell phone, and I have lining his cell phone up to our Ring cameras to disconnect our cameras over and over again. We have seen him with his drone in the backyard, And when my husband walked up and saw him with it, he tried to hide it. It's just continuously, it's an uncomfortable feeling, Your Honor. I feel like we're being stalked, we're being watched 24 hours a day. It's been awful, Your Honor. It's just been horrible. Even up until recently, this Thursday, I had to call the police. There's been numerous police reports regarding all of these situations. Even up until this past Thursday, they tried to start a fire in our backyard.
What did they do?
The pine straw in our backyard, it was literally set on fire. There's fire patches in our backyard.
How do you know they did it?
I'm sorry?
How do you know that they did it?
Your Honor, there's no one that will come on our property. They've been the only persons that we've been having problems with. Once again, they disarm the cameras so that we can't see, so that it fogs out the cameras while they do their deeds, Your Honor. We have no other issues with no other neighbors. There's no reason for anyone to want to burn down our house and burn down our yard.
All right, sir, I'll hear from you. Go ahead.
So some of the most same issues.
Well, tell me what you've seen in particular.
So we see the droning, the stalk.
Who are you connecting it to?
Huh?
How are you connecting the drone to one specific individual?
Well, because I saw it, I seen the drone. My neighbor backyard, Mr. Vasquez.
You've seen the drone, but how do you know it's him flying it?
That's the one I seen out in the backyard. I was standing on the back porch looking.
So you've seen him flying it, like him land it or something?
No, it was he had landed and put it on the ground in front of him, and then I turned my back and then he had picked it up and went in the house with it.
Have you seen anybody specifically disconnecting your Ring doorbell?
Well, we can't see that because it's all electric. It's all total wired in, but they got multiple email address network that leads to their house, and there's plenty of them.
Why do you know it's them that are disconnecting your Ring doorbell?
Because they're the only one next. We got neighbors around us, but they got all about the same, have almost the same exact type of wording.
And can I say something, Your Honor? I have approached them, and they know for a fact. I have come outside of my house and said, attention neighbors, they're dislocating, they're disarming my Wi-Fi cameras and my internet or whatever. When I call their names out and I say it, all of a sudden everything pops back on, Your Honor. And at the time, no one else is home. They're the only ones home next door. And every time we have these incidents and I go outside and voicefully speak them, all of a sudden, when they know the attention's coming, all of my information, everything pops back on. And we have literally seen Mr. Junior Vasquez. He sits, their windows point towards our windows. So just like how he's sitting there with his headset on now, he has his camera, his laptop and everything facing directly at our windows, watching our every movement. And I've contacted Verizon, I've contacted Xfinity, and they told us for a fact that our Wi-Fi and everything has been compromised and had been hacked. So we had to change everything, phone numbers, everything, had to get a whole new system put in.
When you say they're disabling your Ring doorbell, have you seen either one of them doing it?
Well, not literally with my eyes, no.
So then how do you know? But okay, so you've seen Ms. Vasquez putting something in your yard. What have you physically seen Mr. Vasquez do?
Junior, like I said, just facing the camera, it's just stalking up and down the fence and literally just going outside and holding up his phone. He does it, his sister does it, even the mom has done it. They literally, because our cameras are facing right towards their yard and on that side, they hold their phone up and what they're called, from my understanding, is called a camera jammer or a Wi-Fi jammer. It's some type of app that they have on their phone that they can do to disconnect your Wi-Fi cameras, Your Honor. It seems like every time I see them do it, all of a sudden the cameras go out, they go offline and we can't get them back on. They start roaming. And this is all the time, like there's no one else around. There's no one else. We have literally seen them with our own eyes. And sometimes I think they do it to try to intimidate, because even if I'm outside by myself, they purposely do it. Take the phone and hold it up straight to our cameras and start clicking. So if I answer the Ring camera right away when they are trying to ring into it, somehow they get into it, and that's how they knock our cameras offline.
Mr. Sands, I'll hear from you.
Yes, Your Honor. Everything they're saying is, I don't know where they're coming from. I don't even own the drone. I don't even know what they're talking about, honestly. Yesterday, I just realized their name. I don't even pay attention. You know, I've been staying in this neighborhood for 10 years, and I honestly don't, I keep to myself. All the neighbors around here keep to themselves. And since they have moved in, I mean, it's been total, it's the police. You notice the police down the street all the time. So I don't know. I don't know what the problem is, honestly.
You haven't been over at their house?
No, ma'am. I cut the yard, I cut the yard next door to them. So I stay on that Ms. Valdez property line and I never cross it. I don't know what they're talking about. I've been in their windows and all that. No, who's going to go in someone's windows? Not me.
Ms. Vasquez, I'll hear from you. Go ahead.
Your Honor, I have no understanding as to why our neighbors have brought these type of accusation against me and my family. All these allegations are false. And in regards to petition 2021CV352657 brought to me by the petitioner Yolanda Davis, number 3, it says April 17, 2021. It says that I was also on June 9th and June 29th standing on the side of their house. Your Honor, I work remotely, and on April 9th to April 18th, I was out of the state. I have my flight information, Frontier 2385, when I came back in on the 18th in the Atlanta airport. On April 30th to July 24th, I was out of state. I work remotely, and all my out-of-state timestamp location for my company can be verified by my supervisor, Sandra Piggott. I can give you her telephone number.
Yeah, I'm
All
not,
the other allegations are false. All of them are false.
Mr. Vasquez.
None of these allegations are true. I do not own a drone. When I am outside of my yard, I am usually talking on the phone with people. I have taking out my dog usually, or tending to my trees. When I am sitting in my room, the dining room where these windows were mentioned, that is my dining room. I eat there, I work there, I watch things there, but it's my dining room. There's nothing else there. I did the same. I didn't know these people. I keep to myself. I'm not a very social person, and that is it.
I mean, why do they seem to think, ma'am, why do they seem to think that you dumped something on their yard?
Your Honor, are you talking to me?
Yes, Ms. Vasquez, why do they think you dumped something on their yard? She says she's seen you dumping stuff in their yard.
I do not know, Your Honor. You'll have to ask that to them. I really do not know.
So I asked her, she said she saw you dump something in her yard.
I did not dump anything in her yard, Your Honor. And my neighbor has cameras, Your Honor, so I don't know. I did not dump, and I have never dumped anything in my neighbor's yard.
Why would she say you've been dumping stuff in the yard?
I really don't know, Your Honor, honestly.
Something's going on. If people don't just make stuff up. So what, I mean, what's going on?
All I can tell you, Your Honor, is that honest to goodness, still, the last communication I had with our neighbors was in the fall of last year when Miss Davis came to my door and called me to the corner of my house. And actually, you could probably see the background from the camera, but it's not that her house is right close by. And asked me and claims that I buried her sprinkler, that I threw dead snake in her yard, that I need to remove my trees because the roots of the trees are going to grow into her yard, and that I cut her fence. Since then, Your Honor, I have not had absolutely no communication, no confrontation with Miss Davis. Since then, I've had, I can show, my daughter can show you, Miss Davis goes on the next door site that we have, that we share as a community, and she posted things about me, the neighbor next door. And in response to her post, which was I was cutting her fence, there was a comment on there that someone commented that they would just pop one over here. I have, other neighbors have also asked her to please post the video, because the video that was posted just showed the working of the fence and the natural aging of a fence. I have, since then, nothing has been posted. Since that issue, that situation, I work from home. I have my office upstairs, and I can hear Miss Davis sometimes yelling and screaming. The neighborhood is very quiet, Your Honor. There is a lot of, everybody here are working people, and the neighbor is very quiet. So when you hear loud noises, it calls your attention. And she, at one point, my neighbor across the street in front, that is a nurse, had to come over and talk to her. Besides that, now this case that we didn't have no idea about what's going on now. My whole question is, where are they gonna go from here? It just seems like it's all bad faith.
Your Honor, can I speak?
Okay.
Regarding the neighborhood thing that she said that I wrote on the next door, that happened in July, I want to say, of 2019. So that goes to show how long this has been going on. Either July, or it was sometime. I know it was kind of in the summertime. I never, or 20, sorry, July of 2020, because this has been going on for so long. For one, I never named her name. I said we're living around sowers of discord, because that's when we started finding out all the things that was going on in our neighborhood as far as our property and what was going on. And what we did, because they were claiming some property that wasn't theirs, we had no idea, Your Honor. We were just living in our little square that we were living in. And someone started damaging the fence at this time. So what we did was we went and got a survey done. So when the survey was done in September, that's how we found out all the land, extra land that belonged to us that was ours. And they seem to have gotten upset. My husband had no idea that our property line went further than it was until after the survey, and then we had gotten our irrigation system working. So once the irrigation system started working, because what happened was the sprinklers were buried down in the yard, and it was buried down further up the hill where she lives. So once he got sprinklers working, everything, they started popping up out the ground everywhere. That's when we realized our property was our property, Your Honor. And even after then or whatever, I never accused her of cutting the fence.
Did she not just say in the beginning of this hearing that her neighbors did in fact cut her fence? Let's go back and check.
We had a fence put up. They've been cutting the fence, Your Honor. We got the fence in 3 weeks, Your Honor. The fence was starting to get sliced on the side of their house, Your Honor, like little peeking. A fence does not settle within 3 weeks. A house takes years to settle once it's built or whatever. The guys that fixed our fence, due to they can't speak English well, communication, they even admitted when they came by here that no, your fence was not like this. We did not do this to your fence. Your fence would not settle like this within 3 weeks. Every time we leave our corner, we come home to more damage, or her cutting up her trees and purposely throwing them over the fence, doing anything to try to irritate me and to get things going, Your Honor. So yes, there have been times when at the point of incidents of happening, I have gone outside and I'm yelling like, leave us alone. Please leave us alone. Stay off of our property. Why are you doing this? I've called her evil because I've seen some of the things she's done. She's repeated back to me personal conversations that we have had in our home. She literally came out, oh yeah, so we don't vote. We can't vote and all this, just different things, Your Honor, that she has come out and said. And I'm like, how did you hear that conversation? They sit outside their porch on their backyard, Your Honor, yes, just to listen to our conversations. This is every day, Your Honor. I wouldn't make this up. We live peacefully in our home, even up until all this was going on. I have witnesses that have been here who have witnessed some of the things that have gone on, Your Honor. At the end of the year of 2020, it had to be in December, because there's been so much friction going on between us here. I sent Mrs. a fruit basket with fruits and chocolates, just to say, hey, I don't know where we got off on the wrong feet. I don't know what's going on with us, but can we be the queens that we were born to be? And let's get past this. Let's just move on. I didn't want to go into 2021 with more incidents happening, Your Honor. She accepted the basket. They ate all the fruits and whatever. Come after January 1st, oh, it was worse, Your Honor. The situations got worse. It was continuous. The drone flying, they're still disabling our Wi-Fi cameras. I mean, everything, Your Honor, everything that we said was true. Like I said, that's when we found out. This was like in March, in which a dead bird was thrown on our porch. We sent you all the information in which once I caught Ms. Vasquez and I asked them to stop damaging our property or throwing things on the property, Your Honor, we ended up with a dead bird on our porch. After the dead bird was thrown on our porch, Your Honor, I got a new rug. I threw everything away and was like, okay, I don't know what's going on with these people, why they're still doing this mean stuff. Your Honor, I get a new rug, a biblical rug, Psalms 91, we are covered. Well, someone threw blood, some type of blood all over the rug. I called the police came out, took a report of everything that's been going on. So from, I want to say it was April 1st on through, we have a particular officer, Corporal Fears, who works through the South Fulton Police Department, who's been working with us on a day-to-day basis. So that's why you see so many police coming by. They've been watching our property. Whenever there's an issue going on, I have to text him to keep him up to date with what's going on. So every day that these drones are flying over our house, hovering on the side of our house, all near our bedrooms and everything, I text Corporal and let him know what's going on a day-to-day basis, Your Honor. So there are police officers that know what's going on in this area. They just said, because they keep disabling our Wi-Fi and everything, we're having a hard time catching them but they know that this disturbance is going on. We even had a meeting with our HOA, which they had a meeting with the whole community explaining that drones are disallowed in our community. Our homes are too close together. No one should be flying a drone near our homes anywhere. So yes, Your Honor, this has been going on for a long time. Even up until, like I said, this past Thursday, in which someone tried to set our yard on fire. We have pictures of everything, Your Honor. We sent everything to you. Yes. And this is one where you can tell where when she's out doing her yard work, this is what she does. She throws all kind of stuff over the fence, see the fire in the yard. It's just all the time, Your Honor. We have no excuse to lie. Mr. Sanders had enough to even tell my husband everything was fine until you guys moved in over here. Everybody, we get along with everyone here. We came in this community willing to help, when COVID started, my neighbors across the street are seniors. I personally went and rang the bell and was like, do you all need anything from Walmart? From the store, I know COVID's going on. You don't need to be out in this location. You don't need to be out. I work with seniors. So yes, Your Honor, we've been nothing but of service to our neighbors. These are the only ones who we don't seem to get along with. I don't know why. Like I said, we moved in, started cleaning up and just claiming our land. That's it, Your Honor. And from then on, it's been issues with our neighbors constantly, every single day, Your Honor. I have a whole streamline of texts that Corporal have been going back and forth. They come around here and they sit and watch, and they have been watching certain individuals because they know what we're saying is true, that we have literally seen them with our own eyes, flying this drone and walking up and down, up inside the sidewalk, just peeking through. It's an uncomfortable feeling, Your Honor. Who would want to take a shower and not feel like someone's looking in through your windows or zoning in, flashing something through your windows, Your Honor? We have no reason to lie about this. None at all. None at all.
So here's the thing, though. We don't have any video or anything like that other than what you're saying. So I don't necessarily have proof, So all I can say is to the Vasquez's and Mr. Sands, if you're doing this and they come back again and they have proof, you guys are going to have a TPO against you, which means once it's put in place, if you violate it, you can get arrested for aggravated stalking, which means 10 years in prison. So if you're doing something to these people, you need to stop. Am I clear?
Your Honor,
Yes.
can I say
Clear.
something?
Yes, that's
Yeah, I'm sorry.
perfect, Mr. Sands. Mr. Vasquez,
I am clear. Can I speak on
I've just
something?
wanted that you're clear.
All right.
As long
I
as
am
I've made
clear.
I'm
myself
clear.
this needs to be crystal clear because, I mean, everybody's got to live in peace. There's way too much going on in the world for us to be harassing or doing whatever to our neighbors. Our neighbors are the only ones we're going to be able to depend on these days to try to take care of us because then nobody else taking care of. There's too much stuff going on in Fulton County and all around this world for us to be harassing the people who are going to be the ones that's looking out for us if something goes wrong.
Your Honor, can I say something? I did not want to bring my neighbors as witnesses, but the neighbor that
I don't want
which is referred
your
to-
neighbors as witnesses. I'm telling you what to
Exactly.
do. That if you're doing something, to leave it alone and stop right now. This is your one and only warning. One more time in here, and she's going to have proof. Then everybody's going to be in trouble. Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Can
Your Honor.
Thank you.
I would like to.
Everybody stay
ask-
healthy and safe. Last warning. If I see them again, there'll be a different story. Y'all stay healthy and safe.
May I ask something, Your Honor?
Thank you. Have a good
May I
day.
ask something?
Have a good day.
I was thinking about you, thinking about me.